1997. The entire city is a walled maximum security prison. The bridges are mined. The rivers are patrolled. And the United States Police Force has everything under control.
Down. I'm going in.
John Carpenter's Escape from New York, the high adventure of the future. One man must go in where no man has ever gotten out. John Carpenter's Escape from New York, the greatest escape of them all, is about to blow the future apart.
Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to another movie review. And this review is going to be on Escape from New York, released in 1981. And the film stars Kurt Russell, Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, Donald Pleasence, Isaac Hayes, Dean Stanton, and Adrienne Barbeau. Now, Escape from New York, I've heard people talk about this film. This film has been on my watch list for a while. And just got done watching the film, and I thought it was okay. It's not one of my favorite John Carpenter films. Like, I wouldn't put it on my list of favorite John Carpenter films like Halloween, The Thing, Starman, They Live. But it's by no means a bad movie. But pretty much basically what the film is about is it's set in 1997. The President of the United States, played by Donald Pleasence, his Air Force One plane is hijacked by a terrorist group that is led by this guy named the Duke, who is played by Isaac Hayes. So Donald Pleasence's character as the President, he's handcuffed with a briefcase, and he's put into this pod that drops into Manhattan. And so the commissioner, Bob Hawke, who was played by Lee Van Cleef, he ends up getting Snake Plissken, who was played by Kurt Russell, to save the president. And pretty much Kurt Russell's character ends up accepting a deal from Lee Van Cleef's character of Hawke, and he would be pardoned in exchange for rescuing the president in time for the president's summit. And Hawke ends up injecting Kurt Russell's character with these micro explosive that will sever his arteries in 23 hours. If Kurt Russell's character is successful, Lee Van Cleef's character Hawke will neutralize the explosives. And pretty much that's basically what the plot to the film is about. It's just Kurt Russell having to save the president. But Kurt Russell, him as Snake Plissken, it's one of his iconic roles. I thought he did a very good job in it. Ernest Borgnine, he ends up playing this guy named Cabby, who, drives a cab, and we end up meeting him when Kurt Russell's character, Snake Plissken, goes into this music theater. And pretty much Kurt Russell's character as Snake Plissken, everybody was saying to him, "Oh, I thought you were dead," because that news probably ended up coming out. So everybody thought that, he was dead, but he's alive. But it was cool to see Ernest Borgnine in the role as Cabby. Likeable character. Donald Pleasence, he was good playing the president. Isaac Hayes as the Duke, he is the villain of the film. This was a very different role to see Isaac Hayes in. Isaac Hayes, may he rest in peace, but we all know, him from his theme to Shaft, which is a classic, and also him as the voice of Chef on South Park. But that's how I knew Isaac Hayes, just from those two things. This was completely different. This was a completely different role that I seen him play. And it was a good casting choice to cast Isaac Hayes in this role. Harry Dean Stanton plays Harold Brain Hellman, who is the advisor to Duke. So it was good to see Harry Dean Stanton in this film. Of course, he was in Alien. He was also in Christine, Green Mile. He was also in The Avengers as well, the first Avengers film. But the music by John Carpenter, I thought was, really good. He got that, synthesizer, music at points. The computer graphics, they're very 80s, with the whole like neon graphics at points. I have not checked out the sequel, Escape from LA, which I heard from people that it was okay. But we'll check the sequel out at some point. But Escape from New York, like I said, okay film. Not one of my favorite John Carpenter films. It's by no means a bad film.